I begin the recording of the session, and we'll wait again a couple of minutes for our participants.
The project Geomorphological Virtual Field Trips is designed to demonstrate a uniform and integrated teaching guideline that promotes distance education by utilizing the most recent trend of technologies in education. The aim of the project is to offer alternative forms of education, contributing to a fundamental change in teaching methods in multiple disciplines of science. Students will gain experience through the interactive aspect of geomorphology, geohazards, and geoheritage, subjects which come to life with students are virtually in the field. GeoVT is training new generations on geomorphology, geohazards, and geoheritage through virtual reality technologies. Join us and explore field trips on various geomorphological sites around Europe and get the virtual reality experience.
Hello, everyone. I think we'll wait again 5 more minutes, 5 or 10. Whether it is the morning or the afternoon, we have to wait from people all over the world, and then we shall begin.
Hello.
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 All works. Thank you.
The project Geomorphological Virtual Filters is designed to demonstrate a uniform, integrated teaching guideline that promotes distance education by utilizing the most recent trend of technologies in education. The aim of the project is to offer alternative forms of education, contributing to a fundamental change in teaching methods in multiple disciplines of science. Students will gain experience through the interactive aspect of geomorphology, geohazards, and geoheritage, subjects which come to life with students are virtually in the field. GeoVT is training new generations on geomorphology, geohazards, and geoheritage through virtual reality technologies. Join us and explore field trips on various geomorphological sites around Europe and get the virtual reality experience.
So we will begin in a couple of minutes. Please remember to disable your mic when needed so that we can clearly hear the speakers. And I will shortly begin the session.
Are you a geology student? Or someone really interested in earth sciences and gorgeous landscapes? GeoVT is a new educational platform that brings the field inside your room. Discovering geomorphologies, geoheritage, and geohazards around the world.
We love being in the field, but sometimes it's difficult to reach it.
Discovering geomorphologies and geohazards around the world is easier through virtual field trips. You may explore lagoons and dunes, glaciers and rivers, observe erosion and understand the necessity for nature protection. Virtual field trips is a tool on how we could help our society to be educated on these issues and lead to a more sustainable environment. You may also visit a geophysical museum.
As a geomorphology tutor, I'm always in search for the best educational tools for my class.
You can access the GeoVT platform by using your computer Or you may also wear a virtual reality headset to enjoy the full experience. We ensure the inclusion of all students and try to make education more fun. The GeoVT project is co-founded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. You may find our webpage and social media to contact us and share our passion.
Thanks, Nikki.
Okay.
So I think
So I
we shall begin. Please, if you didn't have already, disable your mic so that we can all clearly understood each other. Um, okay, okay. So I think we'll begin. So hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for this event. This is the fifth multiplier event in our GeoVT project, training new generation on geomorphology, geohazards, geoheritage through virtual reality technologies, which is part of the European Union's Erasmus Plus program, which our colleague Nikki Evelpidou will be telling you about in a few moments. I'm very pleased to see a large audience here today, not just scientists, but people who are interested in the specific nature of scientific approach and geoscience in particular, and the importance of education in this area. I also think it's important to remember whenever it is, whenever it is possible, whenever we have the opportunity, to remember that science allows us to eliminate the artificial frontiers we are used to. We are here together for the purpose of disseminating knowledge and exchanging ideas on how to train future generation. And this are all the participants today of the sessions. And thank you all for taking part in this. Finally, I'd like to remind you that this event is part of the International Geomorphology Week, which is currently taking place from the 1st to 7th of March. So thanks to the International Association of Geomorphologists for including us in the program. And you can find the link in the agenda here with their webpage, where you can see all the webinars that are also taking place and the other events like ourselves here. I remind you that this session is recorded so that you can find later on our YouTube channel. And if you have any question, regardless of the personal data, you can send me in mail, in my mail here. So we will therefore, following this program, with a number of results from the GeoVT project, as well as some alternative approaches with our guest, Azim Zulimi, who I would like to thank for joining us. But before that, our colleague, Nikki Evelpidou from the National and Capodstrian University of Athens is going to give you some information about the GeoVT itself. So, Nikki, if you please.
Yes. Thank you, Mohand. Let me share my screen.
Yes.
Can you see my presentation now?
Yes, we can see it. Thanks.
Mm, Okay. And you see changing. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Good. So, hello everybody. Happy Geomorphologist Week. Um, I will present you today our GeoVT project. First of all, GeoVT stands for Training New Generations on Geomorphology, Geohazards, and Geoheritage through virtual reality technologies. And we aim to give all students the opportunity to get to know various geomorphic environments which are inaccessible or unavailable in their country or require time and money to visit. The idea of GeoVT was born during the pandemic, but later on we thought that it would be a wonderful tool and it would be great to establish a connection between the geomorphologists all over the world, not only in Europe, and share our field trips in our amphitheaters. With this way, our students will visit more sites, learn about them from those who are doing research in these areas. So the GeoVT journey started like that, but it is not only this. Let's first introduce our team. So we are 6 universities in total collaborating this project, and specifically University of Stockholm, who is the leader of GeoVT, the National and Kapodistrian University of Athens, the University of Modena, University of Caen Normandy, University of Rakosi. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it well. I never managed to do that. And partners from these universities are dealing with geomorphology. Then we have also in our group University of Aspete, who is taking care of a pedagogical part of our project, since we propose new tools in education. And last but not the least, we have a private IT company in our group, Omega Company, who is the one who developed the tool, the authoring tool we use in our field trips. And this authoring tool will be alive even after the end of the project, so we will be able to keep developing field trips, and not only we as partners, but the geomorphological community in general. We will have the opportunity to listen Omega, but I will present the authoring tool later on. So GeoVT offer alternative forms of education to contribute to a fundamental change in teaching methods in multiple domains of science, offer participants the ability to virtually navigate over areas which they could not visit otherwise, and enrich students' experience and provide deeper learning opportunities by bringing to life lessons on geomorphology, geohazards, and geoheritage cases. But GeoVT is not only the virtual field trips in geomorphology. GeoVT is a new educational material for geomorphology, geohazard, and geoheritage. GeoVT provides various geomorphic virtual field trips, and some of them we will present it later on in this meeting. Provides authoring tool for creating custom virtual reality interactive presentations, and this is something that will remain alive in the future. Offers also an open e-class, which is also remain alive, and it will be the place where geomorphologists from different universities may meet there and share the same courses in our universities, and also an e-book with the same name, Geomorphology, Geohazards, and Geoheritage in Virtual Field Trips. This is coming soon. So, as I mentioned, as I mentioned, we have prepared many different virtual field trips. Here you may see some examples. For example, field trips in different environments, and you may notice the environments we have worked during these years. For example, in tectonic environments, in environments with climate change and associated geohazards, coastal environments with coastal erosion playing a crucial role, surface runoff, sea level changes, fluvial, generally fluvial environments, geohazard assessment and management and geoheritage recognition and enhancement, karstic environments, environments related to hydrological hazards, and many, many more that we will discuss later on. But also, if you join the class, you may see material about that. We will have the opportunity later on and through other speakers, but also you had an idea through the videos we played before the beginning of the meet, that what we have developed through GeoVT, we have used a lot of 360 photos and the authoring tool in order to provide virtual field trips, but also additional material that we will discuss later on. So this additional material is all hosted in our open e-class, and I repeat that this e-class is open for the whole geomorphic community, for universities not joining the partnership at the moment, but they may join us from now on and in the future. It is a powerful future tool which concentrates lectures, educational material, the virtual field trips of different geomorphic environments all in one place. Fully implemented educational multimedia material, scientific journals and e-exercises also may be found in this open e-class. The class could be a common tool for geomorphologists from different universities to share their classes and their material, and also students from different universities to interact and work together. This is what we have tried to do. We have already tested our material through an e-learning school we organized a few months ago. More than 50 students joined this training course. They gave us their feedback. It seems that they enjoyed a lot, and we are very happy about that. We took into account their comments in order to upgrade our tool, and now it is ready for the rest of the community, for the rest of the tutors to use the tool to their classes, to their students. You may find us and you may follow us through different social media. You may see here some examples. Don't hesitate to contact us either by email, send a message through the social media, follow us through our web page, and also follow our YouTube. You may find some videos there presenting what we are doing and some funny moments of our group. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will be very glad, me and the rest of GeoVT, to meet you somewhere and to collaborate with you and to share with you what we have prepared, what we have prepared these 2 years we're working together is not only for us, it is not only for our students and for our universities, it is for the geomorphic community that we would like to bring them together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nikki. Wonderful. So we can continue with other presentation of the results of the GeoVT project, but we have time also for questions if there are already some. You can type your question on the chat or activate your mic if you want. But perhaps it would be good to see some examples for a start, and then the question will arise. And then I remind you that in the end of this session, we managed to have some time to discussions, to have some questions from you guys. So maybe we can go on with the presentation of Nikos from Omega Technology, that we will give you a short lecture on the GeoVT authoring platforms and players. So if you please, Nikos.
Mohand?
Yes.
Nikos just managed to join. Okay.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Nikos. Oh, I didn't saw you.
Fine.
You're spot on time.
I thank scientists for this, Yanis.
So the floor is yours if you
Okay, yes,
wish.
thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to share my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Thanks.
Okay, I'm Nikos Papastamathiou. Hello to everybody. I'm from Omega Technology, Greece. We're a technical company from 1985. We work a lot with 3D technologies, and we develop programs and applications for culture, education, and yes, using modern tools and modern user devices like VR and AR. In GeoVT, what we developed was a platform that allows professors of universities to create their own virtual reality presentations using three different, let's say, tools. The first one is an online content repository. It's a web application where the professors and students, maybe in collaboration with professors, upload materials. The materials, we will see later on what kind of materials we allow for the users to upload. Then there is an authoring tool that the users have access to the content in the repository, and there they can set up the virtual reality presentations that I'm going to show you later on. After creating these presentations in the authoring tool, they publish the presentations, and then the students, using VR headsets or even from their desktop PC, they can preview this presentation, this immersive presentation, because with using VR, you are transferred to the place that the presentation is talking about. In the repository, the first tool, the start point of this work, the users can upload 360 images and 360 video of landscapes they have selected, from different places. They can upload 360 images and video from different locations. Then they can upload sounds. They can narrate, talk, and record their voice, or they can use mechanical voice to describe what they want to say, what they want to say to the students. They can upload images and even 3D objects. They can add also 3D objects to this repository. And there is also a library of free materials like arrows, bullet points, and things like that that they can use in the presentations for uploaded by us, and they can use them for free. The second tool, if you remember, was the authoring tool. Having uploaded all the content in the repository, here the authors, that can be the professors or even the students, can recall from the repository the 360 spheres that they have captured, even if they are images or videos. They can set up inside each sphere the content they want to present. And of course, they can link the spheres to each other, like a navigation from one sphere to the other. So there's a journey inside this authoring tool that is set up, and inside this journey, there are a lot of information that the professors can upload and to present to the teacher. So when they do this, they save their presentations, they publish them, and then the students using, as I mentioned before, virtual reality headset, or even from their PCs without the need for a VR device. This is to have a greater impact. They can transfer inside these virtual presentations and learn. They learn by previewing the content and even interacting with the content, because they can navigate themselves from one sphere to the other freely. They can go forth and back to hear the same, to hear the presentation again, and so on and so forth. How the main technology behind these tools is the Unity. Unity is a 3D platform for development of application in games. And of course, it's a platform that allows for the development of the 3D UIs, but also allows you to program it in order, for example, to get data from the repository, to save the work, to save this presentation by the teacher. So there's a mix of the Unity platform and programming in common languages like C# and .NET. The good thing of Unity is that it's multi-platform. So when we develop this application, for example, for VR headsets, this is easily can be built to play in desktop PCs, Macintosh, Windows, and different other end user devices that the Unity platform supports. Okay, yes, that was the technical part of the project, and how we developed these tools, and we're continuously upgrading them in order to offer a better experience to the authors, so as to the students that preview the presentations. And thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, Nikos. So, are there any questions so far? Again, you can type your question on the chat or activate your mic if you want. But so far, the presentation are so clear that there are no questions arising. So we can see that these first steps are bringing us the possibilities of creating this content that Nikos and Nikki told about. But we can also immediately see a direct example with Vittoria Vandili and her presentations. Yeah, which title is Increasing Geoheritage Awareness Through Virtual Reality Technologies. So, Victoria, if you please.
Yes, thank you for the introduction. Can you see my screen in presentation mode?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I am going to talk about our outputs regarding virtual reality-based lessons aimed at the increase of the geoheritage awareness by using, of course, virtual reality technologies. The lessons are focused on geoheritage. Geoheritage is an important part of the global natural heritage, including special places and elements playing a key role in understanding the history of the Earth. For example, rocks, minerals, fossils, and of course, landscapes. Geoheritage, for example, through geotourism, promote the conservation of geodiversity by ensuring geoscientific education, spreading the understanding and the appreciation of the geological features, for example, to tourists, visitors, and to local communities. It also encouraged the inadequate resource management based on the geological knowledge. GeoHeritage can be used also for educational purposes to provide students with knowledge about the history of the Earth and processes shaping the landscape. In the last few years, some courses and contents have been developed regarding geoheritage and geodiversity. They have been introduced, for example, in university courses. However, there is still the need to improve the awareness on these topics, especially at higher education level. In this context, the new technologies play an important role. In fact, the use of immersive technologies in the field of geoheritage led, for example, to overcome some problems, some issues, for example, related to the inaccessibility of the sites and the meteorological variability. The use of virtual technologies can also preserve the integrity of sites that are particularly vulnerable to human impact. The virtual reality technologies may also help in avoiding the sites to be threatened by visitors, and also avoid to visitors to be threatened by geological hazards, which may occur in correspondence of geoheritage sites. In this presentation, I'm going to show you a workflow which was developed, which was followed by us to implement virtual reality-based lessons. Here you can find 5 main steps, but now I'm going to talk more in detail on these 5 steps. First of all, we identified university courses, academic programs in which the virtual reality lessons may can be useful. These courses include earth and natural sciences, environmental sciences, and geography. And these courses may have contents related to georesources, geomorphology, physical geography, and so on. But also we are referring to dedicated courses which are specifically focused on geoheritage and geoconservation. The second step was the outline of the objectives and contents of our lessons. The objective of our lesson is to provide students with theoretical and practical knowledge on concepts and methods for studying geoheritage. The contents of our virtual reality-based lessons will include geoheritage definitions, geomorphological heritage and its features, and geoheritage values, including the scientific, historical, aesthetic, and ecological values. At the end of the lesson, also the evaluation is provided by means of a final test to verify the effectiveness of the learning experience. The third step consists in the choice of the type of the virtual reality-based lessons. we believe that the best method, the best tool to provide lessons on geoheritage are the virtual field trips. So the virtual field trips were also enriched by bibliographic materials and lectures by means of standard presentations. Once the type of lesson was decided in the form of virtual itineraries, we started to implement such itineraries. First of all, we outlined the itinerary by choosing 3 study sites. The first 2 of these study sites were located in the northern Apennines. The first study site corresponds to the mud volcanoes in a natural reserve located in the northern Apennines. You can see a picture of the mud volcano in the slide. And the other site is located again in the northern Apennines, and the site is characterized by scenic badlands and badland morphologies, and also spectacular selective erosional features. The third site corresponds to the northwestern part of the Malta Island in the Maltese archipelago. This site is characterized by spectacular and educational landslides, in particular lateral spreading phenomena, and also by karst morphologies. Once outlined the virtual itineraries, we started to collect the material, the multimedia material. Of course, we started collecting the existing materials, including bibliography, photographs, and also available drone videos, for example. Then we prepared the explanatory materials in the form of textual explanations and also into voice recording. We converted in particular the textual explanation into speech by using dedicated tools. The link of the tool is provided in the slide. And then after the collection of this material, we started the collection of the 360 photographs and videos, which were the fundamental tool to prepare the virtual itineraries. Regarding this latter step, I would like to specify that the collection of the material of the 360 videos and photographs was made thanks to this 360 camera called Insta360, which was connected to a standard mobile phone with a standard smartphone, and let us to create 360 videos and photographs. These photographs and videos were processed through the dedicated software Insta360 Studio that was provided together with the camera, and let us to process and export the 360 photos and videos by means in JPEG format and in MP4 format, respectively. In order to make them ready to be exported and used in the GeoVT tools and platform. Here you can see an example of a 360 video of the sinkhole located in the northern Malta. And the user is able to explore the sinkhole through his computer, his or her computer. Once collected all this material, we started to properly implement the virtual reality lessons in the form of virtual field trips. The first step was to upload all these educational material through the GeoVT authoring tool, which was already presented by the previous presentation. Then the second step was to create the lesson through the GeoVT platform. Here is the first step. It's a screenshot of the GeoVT online authoring tool. All the 360 photos and videos, all the standard photos and videos already collected, together with textual explanation and a voice recording, were uploaded on the GeoVT authoring tool. Then, and here another example of the GeoVT online authoring tool. In the right corner, you can see some example of the resources that we uploaded on the platform. And the second step was the creation of the lesson, the virtual reality lesson, the virtual field trips, by assembling together in order to create an itinerary of all the material uploaded in the platform. And here a screenshot of the GeoVT platform. This is the final example, the final output of this process of the workflow that I showed in the previous slides. We are in the Mud Volcano Reserve, the study site number 1. And here the video shows how the virtual field trip work. This is just an example. You can see it with your computer, but also with the virtual reality headset. Some final remarks. This presentation was supposed to show to you that the GeoVT tools have a wide applicability. In fact, they can be used not only at university level, but also at all educational levels. They also offer a high degree of customization, empowering instructors to tailor the virtual experience to meet specific teaching needs. An example of the wide applicability of these tools is provided in the last 2 slides. In fact, these tools can be used, and the virtual field trips in general can be used not only in the field of geoheritage, but they can be also used, for example, in another context. For example, in these slides, you can see the a virtual trip that was created in the Geophysical Observatory of Modena. This virtual tour was tested and shown to students, master's students, in the degree course of Primary Education Sciences, in the teaching module of Atmosphere and Climate. I would like to say that the course was attended by hundreds of students, and it would have been impossible to carry all of them at the Geophysical Observatory. In this way, it was possible to provide them with an experience, a virtual experience, in substitution to the on-site visit. Another example is represented in this slide. So we are not only talking about geoheritage. This is a virtual field trip in the Martello Valley, located in the northern Alps. This was a virtual field trip that was shown and experienced by students of physical geography and geography in 2 university degrees, and this field trip was provided regarding the module regarding the cryosphere. So these last 2 were examples on how the virtual field trips can be useful not only in geoheritage but also in other topics. This is all for me, so thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Vittoria. Are there any questions from the audience that you can type on the chat or activate your mic if you want? Thank you for this brilliant presentation. That shows us the step-by-steps, clearly, the methodological journey that we are all in, and the results that we can give this methodological journey. So, any questions? No? So, we'll go on, and I must say that you can also in the in the International Association International Geomorphology Week, we can there's on Friday 8th of March, there's also another webinar, very important one, of the fourth Women in Geomorphology workshop organized by the Hellenic Committee for Geomorphology and Environment of Geological Society of Greece, where Vittoria, I think, will be leading a lecture also. So you can all see her again on this occasion. So if there are not any question right now, we can go on with Janice. We'll talk about teaching geomorphological processes in coastal zone with a virtual tour. So Janice, if you please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mohad. Good morning, everybody, from me also. I'm Yannis Saitis from National Kapodician University of Athens. Let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you're...
Yes, we are seeing it.
Okay, the proper one. Perfect. So, when we want to teach about coastal processes and coastal geomorphology, the main part is taking place on the beach. Okay, so what we're doing, we're taking a bus, we're taking around 50 people, we're going on the beach, and we're going to another place, losing a lot of time in moving all around and get in the bus, get out the bus. Also, we're doing that usually in the summer, so it's also very hot. So there are many difficulties, and the most difficult part is that to gather all the people to go on the beach. So if you are not able to gather all the people who want to learn about coastal processes and coastal geomorphology, so you have to find another way. The same problem, we faced it also during the COVID-19. So this was mostly difficult to implement this kind of field trips due to the restrictions on that time. So we had to do something. Okay, so we used the tools that we have developed during this project, the GeoVT project, in order to develop VR field trips, and as a complementary tool in our teaching methods. So instead, maybe before going on the field and start teaching the students on the processes, and maybe also teaching some tourists, we are using this material in order to have a better understanding of these processes before going on the field. So this way we save some money, because you don't have to spend money in order to go to the field, and starting working on the main issues addressing the coastal geomorphology. And in this project, we have developed material and also VR excursions on the sea level changes and the coastal erosion. So all these field trips are taking place around Greece. So for the sea level changes, we're traveling to Naxos Island. So it's not easy to find resources to go to an island, but this way you are we're traveling virtually to that island. And also for the coastal erosion, we have picked some very important and nice cases around Greece. So I will show you later. on Marathonas, the dam of Marathonas and the coastal zone of Marathonas, on Diolkos of Corinth, and the Yaltra area in North Evia Island, which I'm not sure if you are familiar with all these kind of places, but they're all around. So instead spending 5 days in order to go to all these areas and have this teaching, we use this kind of material and jump from an area to another area. So when we're talking about sea level changes, our virtual field trips and the provided material have a specific content. So first of all, what we're focused on is to teach students about what is sea level changes. So first of all, we have to to teach about the sea level and their variations on a global scale, and how all these changes are connected with each other. So another thing that we want to provide students the decrease of the amount of water in the oceans, and how the sea level rises and the soil retreats, and these all interactions, and also to teach the change between the gauge and the relative sea level changes. So this is our main focus, sort of, in our provided material. So first, going on that part, and teach also sea level indicators like the biological, the archaeological, geomorphological, and sedimentological indicators. And when we're talking about biological indicators, we mean the organisms that they live strictly on this range of the coastal environment. And there are indicating the upper limits of these zones. When we're talking about geomorphological indicators, we're mostly point beach rocks and marine terraces, like the beach rocks which are solidified sedimentary formation, coastal formations, or lithified ancient beaches, and marine terraces as a result of the uplift of an area, tectonic uplift. And another indicator we're talking about is the marine notches. Also, archaeological indicators are in our context of our material, like in the antiquity, there were coastal settlements, and like harbors and buildings that are indicating where the sea level was at that time. So using this information, the students learn about the sea level changes in this recent time period. Also, we are giving information about the sedimentological indicators that mainly are provided by coring of sediments near the coast, like in lagoonal areas, in order to understand the paleogeographic view and reconstruct the low altitude areas near the coastal zone. So all this material is provided and summarized in the case study, the virtual field trip, let's say, of Naxos Island, where our team traveled there for the students. Instead of the students, took many 360 photos, and also integrated drone photos from that area. We visit areas with beach rocks, lagoons, and in order to provide material with the coastal morphology and the landscape development of this area. The beach rocks, that there are plenty of them in Naxos Island, which is a very good case study about that, in order to understand the paleo shorelines. We visited many lagoons in order to provide a better view about the sedimentary processes along with information derived from these scorings, and also areas with well-developed dunes and their corresponding information about that. And moving on from, to not take more time, moving on from the sea level changes, we're also provide information about the coastal erosion in where here we have to teach about what is the coastal erosion, the main parameters that defining coastal erosion, like the climate, the wave change, the wave range, the coastal currents, the lithology of the coastal area regions, the global sea level rise, which also affects the erosion. Understand these main factors, and how to understand the human, let's say, interaction with the natural environment, and how these are facing each other. So in order to do that, we went to 3 different places. Here you can see a map which indicates where is the Marathonas area, the Violkos area, and the Yaltra area, the 3 different case studies that we collected all the material for providing coastal erosion. And we went to these places. We took again plenty of photos, 360 photos and drone photos, and some other underwater photos. So on Marathonas, we're dealing with the coastal erosion. So first we had to have an understanding about the sediment shortage and the human activity, how this affects the sediment shortage. And I think in my next slide, I have a video. Hope this might play. Give me a moment. This is from a sample from the VR. We're studying 50 meters south of the river passing through Marathon Lake. Check the size of the gravels provided by the river. However, due to sediment reduction, the coast is undergoing erosion. The consequences of this can be observed in the damage of the coastal buildings. Walking 40 meters south, we observe that the coast has a higher accumulation of coarse sediment. Take note of the width between the 2 arrows. Okay, so this was a small sample from the coastal erosion virtual field trip. So we jumped from this area to another area. So the next area is the Diolkos of Corinth, which is a very special area combining archaeological interests, geoheritage interests, and what this area is affected from erosion. So this is an artificial canal, and etc. All this information are provided in our virtual field trip. So here we are also indicating the recent changes in this area. So how human start working on hard engineering protection about this area from the erosion. The cement we indicate the cement constructions and the changes in natural protection. The cultural heritage alteration also in this area. So we indicate also the beach rocks that were distracted and disturbed. And also we're indicating the potentially increase of coastal erosion on this area due to this, let's say, insufficient hard engineering protection methods. And finally, this field trip is, let's say, concludes with the Yaltra coastal last slide, where this material of this beach was a slide in let's say in very fast for 2 hours after the 4.8 Richter earthquake the last year. So a slope was developed for of 50%. It was very steep, and the material on this beach was very special as it was very loose and clayey because of also the mixture with organic material. So all these aspects, the mechanism and the materials, and also a very nice view, as you can see here, is provided in our field trip. So I want to mention again that all this material will be free to everybody. You can download our application and have a Windows-based experience, but also we provide another kind of let's say application which can be used using VR goggles. The experience is multiplied by 100, I can say. So by the end of the project, this will be fully developed, and it's very it will give you an excitement view of these geomorphological processes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yanis. Are there any questions so far? Thank you for your presentations. And we can see now, after the technical part, with Vittoria and yours presentations, that we are dealing with very important topics, in fact, and some hot one like preservations, geoheritage, and climate change. So it's very important to have this kind and multiply this kind of tools to disseminate this knowledge. So are there any questions that you can type on the chat or activate your mic? I can see none right now, because the presentation is so clear and so brilliant that there is no question needed, I think. So we can go on with the next lecture with Anna Karkani that will give a talk on the EAG working group on virtual trips in geomorphology. So if you please.
Yes, good morning from me also.
Good morning.
Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can.
Perfect. So I will not take too much of your time, but the aim of this presentation is to actually introduce you to a relatively new working group that we have developed through the International Association of Geomorphology, which basically focuses on virtual trips in geomorphology. The idea is that, of course, we all work in the field, and we all see these very nice, diverse landforms that surprise us or inspire us to understand how they, about their origin. So a key question in geomorphology is to understand the evolution of these landforms and the processes behind their evolution. So the aim is to try to disseminate the knowledge of past landform changes, to understand their evolution, and all these things are essential to raise awareness on the various environmental issues that exist, and to try and promote and preserve the geoheritage of an area. And at the same time, geomorphology also deals with the prediction and mitigation of risks. So this also is involved in the part of virtual field trips. So in this direction, basically virtual field trips can be a very powerful tool because they offer indirect field experience, as the previous presenters also mentioned, and they also give us the opportunity to visit unknown or maybe inaccessible places and landscapes. And through virtual field trips, we can understand their evolution. We can understand when we talk about geomorphological risk or geomorphological hazard, and many, many more factors. So in the slide, you can see different examples from different landscapes in Greece. Here you can see, here you can see part of a virtual field trip that we have developed for Naxos Island, where we find out about Tafoni formations. So virtual field trips can be a valuable addition to the promotion of different interesting and unique geomorphological sites, and they can actually also attract more geotourists and contribute also to the sustainable economy of the local society. Virtual field trips can also enable society to acquire knowledge about the causes and consequences of geomorphological hazards, and through this process, the value of geomorphology among the general public can also be increased. And virtual field trips in geomorphology can also highlight this interdependent relationship that exists between humans and geomorphology, and it can contribute to understanding the impacts of human activities on the changing of the various geomorphic landforms and processes, and also in turn how these changes actually affect societies at large. So with all these things in mind, we proposed this working group to the International Association of Geomorphology, and they were happy to say that they accepted this proposal. So we created this working group. In this slide, you can see the steering committee and the core group members of our working group. Some of these people you have met today, Niki Evelpidou, for example, and Yannis Saitis, whose photo is missing. And the first aim of our working group is to try to form an international network of geomorphologists to share expertise, to promote geomorphology through virtual field trips, but not only to the scientific community, but also to the general public. And the second aim of our working group is to bring geomorphologists together on a common virtual platform. So bring together researchers who have developed or are interested in developing new methods and techniques, 3D animations, VR videos, and things like that you've heard also in the previous presentations for the development of virtual field trips. And we're happy to say that we have already received interest from researchers from Europe, Asia, and Australia. So here you can see some of the main objectives that we have set as a working group. And one set of objectives is related to developing and expanding our network to bring together researchers who work in different geomorphic environments. So in coastal, glacial, fluvial, arid, and other environments. We don't all have access to all types of environments. For example, in Greece, we cannot find a glacial environment, and in other areas, or also you cannot find arid environments. So in this way, we can we can have different geomorphic environments available through virtual field trips and have the chance to visit places that we could not visit in another way. A second set of objectives is related to the sharing of data, to exchange of expertise in new methods and techniques that we use in 3D animation and VR videos to represent geomorphological landscapes and phenomena. So the idea is to bring together researchers who have developed different methods and techniques and exchange this knowledge that different groups have developed on their own. And also a very important part is to try to involve early career researchers in our working group is one of our key objectives. Now, in order to do all that, we have come up with some basic key activities that we aim to do and we are doing. And these activities involve different things like organizing workshops, or scientific sessions in international conferences, organizing training courses or field conferences on virtual field trips, also organizing virtual field excursions and many more. You can see some of these activities in the slide here. And through these activities, we also aim to inform researchers from different disciplines, also stakeholders or decision makers, planners, authorities, and the public about the role of geomorphology in understanding the evolution and the promotion and protection, of course, of different landforms and different landscapes. For all this purpose, we have also developed different social networks. We cannot do anything without social networks nowadays. So you can find us on the website of the International Association of Geomorphologists, where you can find the basic information about our working group. But you can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. There you can learn about our activities. And if you're interested to know about our future actions, if you want to know if we're organizing something and you would like to be part of that, you can also sign up if you want to our mailing list. You can see it's here at the bottom. I will also give you the link on the chat if you're interested. You can write up in our mailing list and we will let you know about our future activities. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I'm here.
Thanks very much. Are there any questions?
Just a comment from me. This working group, as Anna mentioned very well, is pretty new. It started only a few years ago, and we are still trying to find our steps. The group is very open to everybody that would like to join. So Eliana shared with us, shared with you a link in case you would like to follow us, but also our wish is not to follow us. Our wish is to join us. Many people are doing things similar to what the working group is doing. GeoVT is one of these, so it will be wonderful. Each group that works in similar things and have similar ideas and wishes to do for the promotion of geomorphology, not to follow us, to join us. Thank you.
Thanks, Nikki. Yes, indeed. Are there any questions or comments? Well, thanks for your presentation. So we can go on now and to the next one with Aristides Palioras. We'll talk about innovative pedagogical approach for teaching geoheritage with a new way, digital escape rooms. So if you please, the floor is yours.
Hello to all of you.
Hello.
My name is Aris Paluras, and I am computer science teacher at secondary education. I am working as a researcher with Professor Saratus from the University of Aspete. I will talk you about GeoVT escape room game. With Professor Saratus, we have developed a series of educational games in order to increase awareness and knowledge about geoheritage. Escape rooms, most of us know something about escape room. We will see the digital version of escape room games. Escape rooms are live, interactive, team-based games where players discover clues, solve puzzles, and they usually complete the tasks in one or more rooms to achieve a specific goal. Usually, we say by escaping the room in a limited amount of time. Studies show that playing games in a classroom can increase overall motivation. Students usually become more motivated to learn pay attention and participate in class activities. They can also be a great classroom management tool, helping to motivate the class. One important thing for you to keep in mind, the 2011 study completed by researchers in the United Kingdom found games in the classroom providing more motivation if the learning was the playful part and not just a side note activity. So as games can move quickly, a student needs to be alert and attentive for extended periods. And a study by researchers at the University of Wisconsin in Madison found games actually benefit students by helping them to save their attentiveness and training the brain in how to learn. Usually different instructional approaches in the classroom, such as playing games, enable students to encounter the content in various ways, making it easier for them to pay attention after the activity has ended. The GeoVT escape room game developed is based on the concept of escape rooms. Specifically, what I will show consists of 5 missions. To complete each mission, students must work together to answer the questions asked and then discover a digit of the final secret code. The game ends successfully when students discover all the digits of the final secret code. So that is I will say, the integral part of the game. This is the first screen of the game. Okay, next, in this section, you can see the problem that will be solved by completing the game. Usually it is a leading problem. For example, our planet is in danger from the collision with a huge asteroid. So to avoid the collision, students must discover the secret code that will activate the RS system, which will destroy the asteroid. So this is the mission of the game. Students have to work together to answer the questions of each mission in order to find the final secret code that will save our planet. There are 5 missions that you need to complete to discover the secret code. The code consists of 5 digits, 1 digit for each mission. To find each digit, you have to complete the mission. So with the help of the 5 secret agents, characters, students will discover the secret code. We have 5 characters. Here you can see the destinations. You can choose a destination starting from destination 1, then 2, 3, 4, or you can go directly to whatever destination you want. This is the link of the game. So let's see some sample screens. This is a mission, the first screen of the mission 1. And students should answer a series of questions. We see some sample questions here. So after mission 1, you get the number 2 with the first number of the secret code. In similar way, they discover the remaining digit of the final secret code. In mission 2, they have to answer some questions about GeoHeritage, and when they answer them correctly, they get, for example, the second number of the secret code. So when they guess the final secret code, they have to type the secret code in this screen, and then they unlock the mission and save the planet. To conclude, I will say that educational games make the learning process fun and engaging. And the main objective here is to increase knowledge and awareness of GeoHeritage through an escape game experience. We can divide the class in groups, and each group can complete 1 mission, and then all together unlock the escape room mission. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks. Are there any questions so
It's
far?
very interesting.
Sorry?
I think it's very interesting for the students, and usually they enjoy it.
Yes,
And
yes.
they learn through this process.
Yes, indeed. We can see that we are a very diverse form of products that we can lead to different types of pedagogical approaches with this project. So it's very interesting indeed. So
Just to mention that we have an open e-class with all the tools and materials and things like that. And then the evaluation of this material in some of the courses is taking place through the escape rooms that Aristidis presented to us. We have tested the material, and indeed, I agree with Aristidis. It was so fun. I mean, both in the training school, but also I tried it in my classroom. And while I was evaluating my students, it was laughs and smiles, and I think it was the best of it. So it is there. It is open for everybody. Please use it. It's not only for us, it's for everybody.
yes, indeed. So it's very engaging for students, yes. So if there are other comments or questions regarding this subject, if not, we will go on with the last presentation with a guest. And I'm very pleased to welcome Azim Zulimi from the Graduate School of Environmental Science from Hokkaido, Japan, who will talk about exploring a landslide in Hokkaido with a virtual reality approach. So, hello, and then...
can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let me start my presentation. Can you guys see this? Hello?
Yes. In the meantime, I think we've got a questions. Sorry. We can answer the question after your presentation. I just saw that there are one in the chat. So we've got time after your presentation to answer all the questions. We will skipping that one for now. So excuse me, Azim, please, you can go on.
Yes. May I start? Okay.
Yes.
Hi guys. Hello from the VR world. My name is Azim. I'm a student from Hokkaido University. I thank Candid and Mohan for inviting me to make this presentation for this GeoVT multiplier event. Today, I'd like to make a presentation in VR about VR regarding a virtual reality exploration of a landslide in Japan. So yeah, please enjoy. So this character here, her name is Sanya. Together, we will make a presentation about this topic here today, landslides. And yeah, let's start. So I guess everyone already understands what virtual reality is. Did someone say something?
Yes,
Sorry.
it's me. I would like to ask you, is it possible to share your screen, because we can see what you show us, but it is very small. It is like small windows all around.
I'll do it like this, but there might be some latency. So is this okay?
Oh, it's perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for that. Sorry for this inconvenience, but I guess everyone already understands what virtual reality is. So basically, there's two forms of virtual reality, if I want to summarize it. So the first part of virtual reality is just regular virtual reality, just like using a computer. But what we're talking about here is immersive virtual reality. So something like what Sanya here is holding. This is a head-mounted display this is what you use to enter this immersive virtual realm. And based on its like this immersion, this factor, it's a very, very strong educational tool here. Okay, so for my study, I kind of want to blend in this virtual reality technology together with geology in terms of exploration. But for the case of this presentation, I like to cover how I created this virtual landslides. And also we do some VR field exploration, and also how it applies in education context, since this GeoVT kind of event is for education. So yes, let's move on to the next slide. Oh, sorry, wait. Before I start, I just want to say that my study location is in Hokkaido, southern Hokkaido in Japan here. So it's around in the region of Atsuma. And here back then in 2018, there was a very, very large earthquake that happened. And this earthquake caused a whole distribution of landslide in this region. So we kind of took a sample from, like one sample from this entire landslide event and recreated it in VR. But more context on how this landslide was formed can be seen in this slide here. We know that this location is very seismically active. So of course, sooner or later, there would be a huge earthquake, and therefore it resulted in this 2018 earthquake. But the idea of how this landslide formed, basically, just know that in this particular Atsuma region, this area is laden with volcanic sediment or material deposits. And this layer in particular, this layer here, if you can see this orange layer, this is called the Tarumae D layer, or short form TAD layer. And this layer contains a clay mineral component that is named halloysite. So this halloysite clay mineral has the affinity to retain and hold water for very long periods of time. So perhaps in the very long past, due to cumulative rainfall event, this layer here retained moisture, and all it needed was kind of like an earthquake or a strong trigger, which is the 2018 earthquake, and causing everything from this layer and above to form into the landslide. So there's large amount of landslide, about like maybe 5,000 or more in number. So there's different types of landslides. We have a valley type, we have a planar type, and we also have deep-seated type. But the main essence of this landslide is that it is a debris flow landslide type. So that's basically the context of this study area. So now we move on to the next slide. I like to move on to methodology. So how we create our landslide. Basically 4 steps, but the most important thing we want here is photogrammetry data and also LiDAR data. And we did it using a drone because most importantly, we want the point clouds. With the point clouds, we can turn them into 3D models. And then here we can texturize that and also optimize it, and then bring it over to Unity and Blender. Here, these are 3D modeling software and also game engines. And then we can then simulate them and also visualize them using our head-mounted display of choice, which is what we use, Meta Quest 2, or formerly known as the Oculus Quest 2. So yeah, that's basically the main idea. The following slide will be just some pictures of like the drone that we use. For example, we use this DJI Matrix 300 RTK with a Zenmuse L1 sensor. So basically, this sensor can capture both LiDAR and RGB images. And we use that RGB images to process it into a point cloud, then meshify it, texturize it. And the LiDAR in raw format, we also do the same, turn it into a mesh and also texture it and such. On the right here, these are an array of tools that I've created for imitating like typical virtual fieldwork. So like a geologist usually has like a compass, a water bottle to kind of identify the slope phase, typical things that geologists pass like in their arsenal when they're going out in the field. So we have this like measuring angles, orientation. You can also have a map, water bottle, and a measuring rod. So this is what I created here to do that. So next slide. So in the virtual space, you can kind of move around, look around, things like that. Maybe crouch if you want. I don't know what you want to do in a virtual space. But the main thing is that these virtual elements together with these virtual tools that I've created, and also the virtual landslide model, we bring them all together, and this forms the virtual field experience. So here is just a simple diagram showing what measurements we made. Just to how do you say, to summarize it, there's two parts, virtual reality and in real life. So in virtual reality, we use our virtual tools and we make slope measurements like orientation, slope angles, and we use our measuring rod to measure the scarp surrounding this landslide. In real life, we use a compass, typical compass, Santo compass. We use this to also imitate what we did in VR. And for the measuring of the height of the scarp, we use a rangefinder for this. And also likewise for both VR and in real life, we also make some observations, field observations, and then log that. And this ninth slide. So, okay, so this slide is, I'm sorry, is a little bit too much information, but you don't have to worry about this. Why I want to show you guys this slide is basically using such a virtual fieldwork approach, you can kind of create such simple results. And with such simple results, you can also kind of generate some discussion out of it, and also maybe support existing literature, and also, how do you say, complement your current research if you would like to do so with such a VR approach. But essentially, this is what I got from the VR measurement. So next slide. So this is the 10th slide here, VR observations. Actually, in VR, it might not be so much detail as we see in real life, but we can kind of make some simple observations here and there. For example, in my this VR landslides, I found that perhaps there was like some part of the landslide was not triggered, and then we clarified this in the field as well. So somewhere here, the scarp is seen, obviously, but here, halfway through, it's not much triggered. So this was reflected in our VR landscape. So yeah. And this is also the same for the tree deposits. We saw some nice tree deposit aligning to the main flow direction, and also another kind of arrangement of a diverted flow path. So essentially in this landslide, there was not only just one main flow path, but there was also a secondary one. So I guess this is better visualized in VR, not so much in 2D, but I guess that is the advantage of VR perspective. So let me see here. And this is what we got. So something like this, you can do some simple identification, feature identification in VR. And then like this, you can already ask some interesting question like, why is there two flow paths here? Why is there like half of the landslide not activated in terms of the escarp? Why one side is facing west? Why one side is facing north? Then somehow you can kind of compile a story from this. So in that case, that's what we got here for slide 11. Hopefully I'm okay with time, but now I'm moving on with the educational part. So from my angle, creating this virtual field experience, I think students can learn a lot, especially learning the basic fieldwork skills, such as navigating, knowing how to use the field equipments, and also making observations. They can learn in the classroom and also see how it applies in virtual reality, then also see how virtual reality applies in real life. So that is very, very a good advantage for them. And also one important thing is the international experience. Here I showcase you guys a landslide from Japan. But imagine the potential for exploring not just this very small landslide case study, but a variety of geological phenomenon all over the world. So these all can be done in a relatively safe environment, which is very important for our students, especially in regarding to field works. So this is the second last slide. VR for geological educations, like all the presenters previously discussed, we can do things like virtual tours, simulation, training, transporting geoscience experts, non-experts, stakeholders also, geological visualizations, a good tool for immersive learning. And in our case, we touch on this part here, emulating the field experience. So yeah, this is the final slide. A landslide was recreated in VR. I showed you how to do that. We did some simple geological investigation and also discussed how it is a very good educational tool. But VR right now is still a growing technology. It's still evolving. It's still quite small. So I hope we can get somewhat more attention to such immersive VR technology. So that is it from my presentation. Here's my contact. If you'd like to contact me, it would be nice to make some friends. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this brilliant presentation, Azim. It was very astounding, very engaging, and very complementary to all that we already said right now. So maybe we have some question. I recall that we had one from the precedent presentation, but for now, you can type. So Nikki, if you please.
This really nice presentation. We really enjoyed. I like the idea of the presenter also, but at the end, I would like also to see your face. Just if I ever meet you in a conference to recognize you. So I have a question. If I understood correctly, all the things you showed us are made through photogrammetry and LiDAR. This is the technology you use. Is that right?
Yes. We use drone photogrammetry and LiDAR to create this 3D model and VR experience. Yep, that's 100% correct.
And so you combined all this stuff, and then you prepared the virtual experience.
Yes.
Okay, that's very awesome. Thank you very much. And there is an open invitation. I mean, we wish you to join the group.
Okay, yeah, sure. Just let me know. You can contact me here.
To be honest, we are also holding a conference on April, so a physical one. I don't know if it is possible to join us in Sweden.
I'll talk to my professor about that, but I can always connect with you guys through virtual reality, just like this also. It's such perks, yeah, using VR.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good, very good. So are there any other questions? Perhaps Aristides, if you are there. Yes. There was a question earlier that we have not answered in the chat for the tool. If this tool is an interactive one, can we use it by changing content and questions to serve better our educational purpose? It was for the digital escape rooms.
I'm not sure if Aristides is here, but I can answer the question. The tool is there. It is not a tool that our group has has developed. It is not like the authoring tool that Omega prepared. It is a tool existing already in you may find it also in the internet. And what we did is the idea of the creating of this escape room. So if you have the questions and the whole story, then you may use one of the already developed tools, not by our team, but from other teams, and create your own escape room. So you cannot just change the questions and create another one right now, because it is not in this kind of format.
Okay, thanks. Thanks very much. And we've got another question for the seminar. What is the name of the conference that will be held in Sweden at the end of our project?
We have Arjen here, who is leading this, so maybe he would like to say a few things.
Thank you. Yeah, we will have an organization of the final conference, which will be in person and also by means of Zoom link. So it will be a hybrid conference. And we would love people to come. It will be between 11 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we are busy trying to prepare for also a possibility to physically engage with the material that we prepared within GeoVT. So there will be stations available, and both with the goggles and the material and the software that has been developed within GeoVT. So it'd be partly lectures like we've had today. Hopefully, some of them that we've had today, they were excellent. Thank you everybody for the excellent lectures we've had today. And hopefully also for the people that attend in person, hands-on, getting acquainted with the material that's been developed within our GeoVT project. So yes, it will be held in Stockholm at Stockholm University, and anyone who wants to join us is highly welcome to come to Stockholm in April. April is nice in Stockholm. Thank you.
Thanks, Arjen.
Just to remind everybody to register, we have added the link in the chat. Please register in this meeting, so we will have your contact details. And through these contact details, we can also share with you the flyer of this meeting that Professor Arjen Strovan just described.
Yes, indeed. Are there any other questions? We can now welcome any questions for any presentation we have so far. Thanks again, Azim, for your striking presentation. It was very interesting. One more question. In the talk of Vittoria Vandelli, a test of the effectiveness of the virtual field trip was mentioned. Could you maybe elaborate on the methodology used from this task? So Vittoria, if you're here.
Yes, actually was not a systematic test for the effectiveness of these virtual field trips. We based our level of effectiveness of these field trips by considering, for example, the response, the answers to the test of the students during the training course that we had in December. And in a qualitative way, so it was not an evaluation in a systematic way. And also, for example, when we use the field trips during our courses, academic courses, we relied on the answers of the students, the response of the students. For example, they appreciations, they comments of appreciation. For example, some of them ask about the platforms, how to use the platform, and well, we tested the effectiveness in this way, not in a systematic way. Let me say, we didn't measure in a mathematical or statistical way the results obtained from our field trips in terms of educational results, educational outputs.
Yes.
I hope that I answered to the question.
Nice, I think so. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Any more questions or comments, maybe? And if there's not more, we can stop for now. Yes, if there are not more questions, yes, we can go back to the video presentations by Nikki.
Are you a geology student? Or someone really interested in earth sciences and gorgeous landscapes? GeoVT is a new educational platform that brings the field inside your room. Discovering geomorphologies, geoheritage, and geohazards around the world.
We love being in the field, but sometimes it's difficult to reach it.
Discovering geomorphologies and geohazards around the world is easier through virtual field trips. You may explore lagoons and dunes, glaciers and rivers, observe erosion and understand the necessity for nature protection. Virtual field trips is a tool on how we could help our society to be educated on these issues and lead to a more sustainable environment. You may also visit a geophysical museum.
As a geomorphology tutor, I'm always in search for the best educational tools for my class.
You can access the GeoVT platform by using your computer, or you may also wear a virtual reality headset to enjoy the full experience. We ensure the inclusion of all students and try to make education more fun. The GeoVT project is co-founded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. You may find our webpage and social media to contact us and share our passion.
So thanks, Nikki. Thanks, everyone. This is the end of this Multiplier event for the GeoVT project. Thanks all and the presenters to give us such striking and interesting information about knowledge, disseminating knowledge, exchanging ideas on how to go on and train future generations on all these important topics. So I leave you there, and bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Mohan, for convening this meeting. It was excellent.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.